The Cincinnati Bengals are the team in the NFL this year that have the absolute most to prove. They are on the hot seat for sure. There's a lot of teams around the NFL that you could look at. Let's say the Detroit Lions that have had some success and now they're kind of out there to prove it. You could look at the Buffalo Bills, same thing. You could look at the Rams even and say the same thing. But I think with Buffalo, new head coach there, not quite as much pressure as the Bengals. The media likes to throw Joe Burrow out there. They like to throw the Bengals out there as a team to watch every single year, and every single year they fall flat on their face. Zac Taylor, his record without Joe Burrow speaks for itself. Something like 9-30 or something around there. Without Joe Burrow in his career, Zac Taylor has been awful. This year, he gets Joe Burrow back again from injury. He has T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Chase Brown. They've got other weapons there. They shored up the offensive line a little bit. Just gave Orlando Brown Jr. an extension to play left tackle for him and keep Joe Burrow clean. They went out in free agency and shored up that defense that has been so questionable over the last few years. Joe Burrow is on record saying that this is the most complete team that he's had in the NFL. And has compared it openly to the 2019 legendary LSU Tigers team that he was the quarterback of. I just think that there's a lot of pressure on the Cincinnati Bengals, specifically on Zac Taylor this year. You have a franchise quarterback in his prime. You have Jamar Chase, one of, if not the absolute best wide receiver in the NFL. And, you've got strong pieces in other places. And if you go out and miss the playoffs this year, oh, you're gone. There's zero chance that he stays with the Cincinnati Bengals through the rest of his contract that it expires at the end of 2027. There's just no way you can afford to keep him. I'm actually surprised that they kept him after last year. He's just underperformed. You can make a lot of excuses for last year's team, but this year really has no excuses. They have weapons all over the field. They have third place division finish last year, so they'll have a third place schedule again this year, and just should be a good Bengals team that I think if you miss the playoffs, you're absolutely gone. But I think that that's a division that they could win this year. I think that AFC Championship is right there. They could go to that. And I think really anything less than that could be cause for being fired if you're Zac Taylor. Like I said, you look at the Bills and they've got a new head coach, so I'll give them a little bit of slack. The Lions really fell off last year, but still they won 9 games and still were one of the best offenses in football. Look at the Rams. They're right there in the NFC Championship game. They could have gone to the Super Bowl and maybe won it. I look around the NFL and I don't know that there's a team with any more pressure on them than the Cincinnati Bengals. Maybe you disagree. Let me know down in the comments who you think has the most pressure as a team in the NFL this year. I threw out a few names. I'm going to stick with the Bengals, though. I think that it's not even close. The Bengals have the absolute most pressure in the NFL to win this year. Your Super Bowl window is closing quickly. The more seasons that go by without bringing home a championship, there's really just no excuse for not competing in that AFC North. The Steelers are up and down with a new head coach, Mike McCarthy. The Ravens have a new head coach this year, and really the division feels kind of wide open. The Bengals maybe have the most stability right now. And like I said, they brought in some of those key defensive pieces that should help them out. That defense was 31st in the NFL last year. Not good at all. They obviously lose Trey Hendrickson, which is going to hurt a little bit. But ultimately, I think the Bengals defense gets it right this year. I think Joe Burrow has an MVP type season. And I think that they do win that AFC North and probably compete for an AFC championship. Anything less, see you, Zac Taylor. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.